We got this 78 Bronco. Stick around. So the story with this thing is, a friend of my cousin put this engine in. My cousin had this engine rebuilt, and this individual, we'll call him the installer. My cousin wasn't part of it. The installer fired this up, broke it in, and got into, from what I understand, the first test drive and experiencing boiling over and overheating issues, and some things were done to try and figure out what was going on. So the installer went after the water pump, thermostat, and again, this is a reman fresh out of an engine builder's shop, so you expect to just put it in, break it in, and off you go. Well, after trying to figure out the overheating issue, some health issues were experienced, and this thing got sidelined for 3 years. So here we are today. This has been sitting in my neck of the woods for about a month, and we have to kind of confirm and sort out this overheating issue after sitting for 3 years. So we pumped the fuel, put some fresh fuel in, dropped a little fuel down the float bowl vents of this Edelbrock carburetor, and she fired it right up. Ran beautiful. Then get the old infrared gun out and watch the warm-up cycle, and focusing on the cylinder heads, because the story that I got, I was able to talk to the installer. The story I got from him was one cylinder head was running hotter than the other. So pretty quickly 30-degree spread was experienced between cylinder heads, and the passenger one was running hotter than the driver's side one. And as we were getting near normal operating temperature, this one kind of leveled out, 168, 170. This one over here on the passenger side was creeping up higher and higher and higher. That 30-degree spread became a 45-degree spread in temperature between the left and right side. And as we approached 215, I just noted it on the valve cover there. I shut it down and say, yes, this is what's going on. We have a cylinder head that's running hotter on one side than the other. So with the use of this infrared temperature gun, we were able to deduce that one cylinder head was definitely indeed running hotter than the other. Now the question is, why? So you start to wonder, was it a bad head or something going on? Before I even started this up, I did bore scope all the cylinders just to see, after 3 years of sitting, if antifreeze or something weird had infiltrated the cylinders. It all looked good. I did get to talk to the engine builder, and just to get a couple particulars, he rattled off 30 over, torquer cam. Well, funny thing is, going in with a bore scope right on the piston head, I see a 60 over marking on the one piston. So some of the information kind of got lost in translation, I guess. So we got to sort this thing out, and in my mind, I'm going toward a cylinder head gasket possibly being installed incorrectly, blocking off a coolant passage. But do we just dive in and tear this thing apart and look? Let's go online and do some digging. So before jumping in and tearing things apart, I'd like to get a better understanding of what we're looking at. And here's your typical 351M 400 block, this being the timing gear section, and the water pump would go on the front. You have your 4 cylinders in your deck, and there's a square hole here, but not in the back. A couple other water jacket holes, smaller front and back, top and bottom. But mainly let's focus on this square hole. Imagine flipping a gasket. Let's look at the gasket. Again, this is the driver's side, but the hole's in the same place, front, top of the passenger side. But as I said, let's look at the gasket. Okay, so here's the gasket. Square hole, no square hole. As we look at that, that could be what's going on. And as we're sitting here looking at this, let's go one step further. See where the square hole is? This lower corner. Let's focus on that. See that little tab? Now you go to the opposite end of the head gasket, a totally different shape. This tab we should be able to see poking out with the cylinder head in place installed. So before even tearing it apart, we should be able to get a visual on that tab, and that tab should be on the end with the square hole, should be on the front. Well, after digging around online, we identified that the cylinder head gaskets have some features that maybe we can see before taking this thing apart. And I don't know, I'm going to put you guys down in there. Little tab. Yeah, this is impossible out here, but well, it looks like you guys might be able to see a little tab sticking out, which indicates front of the gasket. On this side, I don't see the tab. We're on the passenger side, front of the cylinder head, where it meets the cylinder block. I don't see the tab. Well, that's good. That means we might be able to fix this. Oh, borescope. Huh. We're on the back nearest the firewall. You see that? That's a gasket tab. Yes, we can definitely fix this problem. The head gasket is installed incorrectly. I'm back by the firewall with this borescope camera. Cheap little camera. Told the story. So yes, even from a pro shop, human error can intervene and wreck someone else's day. We have one cylinder head gasket put on backwards, blocking off a coolant passage.
Blew one of these up. I used it so much. It just started making noises.
Hey, this disassembly has begun.
Alright. Next.
Nothing's better than a clean motor before you pull it apart. Clean. another piece off. We're getting old, so we do it with the picker. Okay, here's the inside. Looks like the gasket is not here. Must be on the other piece. The head, that is. Here we have a levitating cylinder head. This is the front end. That is the firewall end. And lo and behold, we have a blocked coolant passage. But it's open in the back. But on the block, that's not supposed to be a flow through. Yes, this head gasket is backwards. Imagine that. Right, fresh out of the engine shop. So here we have it. Took it off the cylinder head and laid it on here exactly how it would have been installed. And here we have an impression of where a square hole in the head was. And guess what? Underneath is where the coolant. See, you even see the green in there. But in the back, you don't have that. Oh, take this gasket and put it right back on there in the correct manner. And look, a coolant passage. Well, we'll get a new gasket because that's the right thing to do. And this baby will be up and running in no time. And for those that may need assistance in lining this up, the letters F-R-O-N-T should help. Yeah, what's that? Front. Upside down, but it's still front. Probably as soon as it starts, just lower the hood and I'll back it out.
Okay.
You move the cooler, right?
Yep.
Here we go. Where's the key? Ah, got it.
Put our spark plug wires on wrong?
Yes, sir. Who put those spark plug wires on?
Me.
Okay, let's do it again. Looking better than it did. I think we got her. We're going to bring her up to temp. Yeah, we could do honorary whipping smoke over there, but that's the oil burning off. everything we touched on this side, i.e. exhaust manifold. We have a hot upper hose, and everything's looking really good. Over the other side, hard to get in here, but got a much better reading than I did when we first got into this project. Got our hot oil pressure. So we have good results. It's a happy ending. We just have a little cleanup, relocation of fuel line, some wiring. We had a glitch, maybe I mentioned a little bit earlier, in the ignition system after putting it back together and initial firing. And you maybe heard that, but we'll do that in another video. That was interesting in itself, and I hope you got something out of this one. Thanks for watching.